Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It's amazing to be here, to be on this platform where food is everything. I mean, for us, I think most of us who are sitting here, for us, it's really the most important factor in our life. And to be here in this Asia Food Congress, I love the tagline, evolve, adapt or die, because I think everyone in their field learns to do that. And more so in the food industry, as our retail industry is the fastest and the biggest and the largest in the whole world. So obviously, everyone has to work harder to, meet those standards. I think the industry and technology, of course, plays the most important role in that, because we've had to work in hand in nail, together to make it better, to make it a more, it's literally a consumer-centric market now. So yes, we are here all for that same reason. A little about me. Yes, I've had to learn to evolve, adapt or die like Amrita did in her wave. I've had to do that. Well, thank God I'm not dead yet. But there's so much more to learn and there's so much more to share. I found myself wanting to be a chef at a very young age of 10 and 11, and I literally learned from my aunts, all the neighbors in the building, and I always said that, the chicken curry that mom makes, it's like the onion is somewhere and the water is running somewhere. No offense, mom gets very upset when I say that on national television, that everyone asks me, did you learn from your mom? And I'm like, no, I learned it from everyone else. And I never liked mom's cooking. But that's, I think, with everyone, because you like kisi aur ke ghar ki dal also better, I think. It's the way it's presented to you. So I think same goes with our industry also. We have our five senses. We always see with our eyes first. That literally we eat with our eyes first and then we do the other things. So obviously that plays a very important role. But having said that, I ended up getting a little formal education a little later in my career, started off with classes, but I gave it all up for loads and loads of years only to be a hands-on mom. And I have two children. My daughter, in fact, has trained in Culinary Institute of America, again, to change a career. So yeah, when they're young, they do that. It's fine, it's normal. And I've got a son who's doing his business degree. So I came back into the industry when I guess they wanted me out of their hair. They're like, okay, now, you know what, you don't need to be there around 24/7, making the tiffins now. So I chose my path and food was my calling. And I often found myself going a lot to international training. So the same way we learn to adapt. And then I said that, there may be so many players like me in the market, so many women, so many men who are in a different industry who would want that validation and that certification right here, because not everyone can afford, doesn't have maybe all the resources, or can leave your family and, take off for that education that you want to for. So that's when we founded Palette Culinary Academy. We founded Palette Culinary Studio just being a studio where we taught from 5-year-old to 8-year-olds everyday cuisine, whether it was Lebanese, whether it was Asian, whether it was a macaroon, whether it was cupcakes, whether it was a galati kebab, whether it was chaats. But then we found ourselves finding that need in the culinary space where international education became important. So even I think most of us who've maybe done something in business, you end up seeing yourself doing an MBA degree and then you end up going to that colleges which is offering you that international certification, because it kind of has better value and it's a value-added service and you get more validation. So I said, why not we create a balance, and bring those accreditations into India and maybe have a platform for people to change their career or pursue their dream, which always they wanted to, but it was a little far-fetched. And that's where we got our first accreditation with CTH, which is Confederation of Tourism and Hospitality, Gordon Ramsay being their brand ambassador. Very strict and stringent rules, but we're proud to say that we have created over 70 students under that banner with Palette Culinary Academy. We're boutique. We believe in giving the industry what they want. So the niche is what we are like in the niche market, where we actually train them to go into the industry with the adaptation and the evolution process, maybe like a 2019 model, because I think in today's age and world, I think everyone would agree, even Amrita would agree with me, a chef can't only create a dish and put it out there. We need to make sure it is Instagrammable, it looks nice, it's picture perfect, it's out there, the technology is just there to promote it further. So it has to be on that level. And again, it has to be applicable. It has to be, job applicable. So we work towards internships and placements. We've made a niche and we've reached a space where chefs actually call out to us saying that, hey, we would like your students, because we know they are specialized, they are training with the industry standards, with the equipments which are at par, whether it's a combi oven or it's a blast chiller, if it's a bakery program. So yeah, that's what we are working towards. And we do the City and Guilds Bakery and Patisserie Diploma, as well as Level 2 Culinary Diploma, which as I said, we are boutique. We have students who are in smaller numbers. It's literally a homegrown company where we are starting that young, and we work with them, we nurture them, and then we make them ready for the industry. So it's a lot of passion that's involved in that training, because I've been a student before being a teacher. So something like that comes to me very naturally, because once someone asked me, what do you call yourself? I mean, you're a chef, you've done TV. As like Amrita, I've done a couple of shows with Living Foods and Food as well. But teaching comes to me naturally. That's something I wanted to do, and that's where I wanted to make a change in the industry, because just, being a chef and then just opening restaurants left, right, and center was not something, which kind of excited me. It was more the love and the passion and that satisfaction you get when you've actually taught someone, you've made a career, you've made a difference. That's what something really brings a lot of satisfaction to me. And I would like to say that as they always say that, behind every successful man, there's a woman behind it. But in my case, I would say it is the other way around, because my biggest supporter has been my husband. So he's the one who's seen me fulfill my dream, because every 6 months I put a finger at a course and I'm like, okay, now I want to go to Switzerland, now I want to go to London, now I want to go to Paris. And he has supported me because he saw my vision, that vision of a culinary institute, which has that balance act, between the East and West, and which is the one which is adapted, it has evolved, and we don't need to die on that for sure. So something like that, I would say, if I didn't have the support of my husband, my family, who let me fulfill my dream, I wouldn't have been here where I am. So on that thought, I would say that this industry is the best industry. So proud to be in this industry, because I remember 10 years back, I re-entered the industry 12 years ago. And 10 years back, I had this little kid who came to me with his parents. He was in his teens and he had an ADHD problem. So that time his parents said, we have no choice, but, we need him to do this because this is what he loves to do. And you won't believe, there were friends and family who would still say that bawarchi banega. They had that thinking, a chef is a cook. But now everyone knows that we are a culinary artist. We create and we put it out there and we enjoy, and it's all with a lot of hard work and passion, because nothing comes without that. So I know that the industry has changed a lot, and it has drastically changed, and for the better. There's so much scope in this industry. I think it's one of the most rocking industry, the food industry, and we're very proud to be chefs in this industry, to take it forward, to keep on learning and to keep on sharing what we've learned, and that is what we're here for. And 3 cheers to the Food Congress, the Asia Food Congress and Awards. So thank you so much, and thank you so much for letting us be on this platform. Man or a woman, I think it's hard work, it's passion. Everyone gets there when they want to, and at the end of it, your work has to speak for itself. So that's what I go for. Thank you so much.